Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our chant class here this Saturday morning. Anyone has any questions? Here at Go Force, we have a small group of people who have been sitting since this morning. No? 12 hours? Very good. Very good. It's very impressive. You sit even longer than most monks and nuns. Most of us professionals don't have this kind of toughness. Very good. And it's highly commendable, highly recommended for you, for many of you, to go through this long sits here, because it's kind of brute force. When you brute force like this, you force yourself to sit longer and longer. There is a special training there where you're able to experience the mind calming down, okay, naturally. It's part of the chant training that, thank you, that the patriarchs of old understood this process, so that's why they taught the Chinese chant practitioners rather strict and vigorous form of practice that we adapted to make it more palatable to us Westerners. So we retain the same flavor by making you sit longer and helping you experience this. Give your mind a chance to settle down. Okay. Is something you need to experience yourself. Was there any question or comment? Yes, 5.
Good morning, Master. I was just kidding. So we were sitting 3 hours, but I was kidding 3 times 4, because 4 of us, so 12 hours.
Yeah, 4 of you, yeah, that's 12 altogether. Very good. 3 hours. So I take it back. The praises. You don't deserve it.
But they've been sitting for 4 weeks in a row.
12 hours and 4 weeks in a row?
Sometimes 18, because there were 6 of us. So 3 times 6, 18 hours.
That's American math. Yes, DTT.
Emitofuo Master. So I asked Evan to recite mantra, and he asked me why. And I told him the only answer I could come up with is, it's good for you because it plants seeds. And he's like, why is it good for me, Mom? I was like, I don't know. That's all I know. Why don't you ask Master? And he's too shy to ask you, so he asked me to ask you. So Master, can you tell Evan why is it good for him to recite mantra?
Why do you want to recite mantras? Mantras are secret words from the Buddhas. They have special meaning, and the Buddha taught us these mantras to do certain things. Okay? Meaning that, for example, when you are not well, you can recite mantras to make you feel better. Okay? For example, if you cross your legs and your legs are hurting, you can use a mantra to make you feel better. Okay? Case in point, whenever you have a much easier thing for you to understand, whenever you have a stomach upset. Instead of reaching for some chemicals like Pepto-Bismol and so forth, you can simply recite a mantra, and it will get rid of the stomach upset for you. Okay, so mantras are very useful, are like tools that the Buddhist disciples of the Buddha are taught in order to do things that they need to be done. Okay, you are still young, therefore we don't teach you a lot of mantras. But for the adults, we teach them a lot of mantras. For example, they taught certain mantras to fight demons, ghosts, and so forth. Okay, the invisible world, where you cannot shoot at them with a gun, but you can use mantras to shoot at them. Okay, for example, we're not transmitting you the 4 two hands and eyes, among which there is, because you're too young, okay, we're afraid you're going to use them. If we teach you mantras, one of the hand and eye would be the bow and arrow, the two of them. Okay? And so you recite the mantras, meaning the equivalent of using a bow and arrow. You got that? And so if you taught this thing here, you go to school, you like a boy that was kind of mean to you. No, girls are more mean to you. Okay? Then you can recite the bow and arrow, and has the equivalent effect of shooting at her. You like that? You see? So for us monks and nuns, we have these more tools via these mantras, where we're able to keep the invisible beings like the ghosts and the spirits and the demons at bay. Okay? For instance, I don't know you notice when during the sit, about 20 minutes into the sit, there is a lady here who started screaming off the top of her lungs, as if a husband yelled at her or something. We don't know how she would react. But she was screaming as if it's the end of the world. Anyone here notice? You didn't pay attention at all. Oh, such good Samadhi power. I am the only one here who noticed she was screaming. Okay, and she was not only screaming, but also crying. Are you paying attention, Evan? Okay, and what did I do? I recited one of the hands of the 4 two hands and eyes. Okay, didn't even look because I recognized her voice, I recognized them. So I recited one hand and eye, and within 2 minutes, she stopped. Actually, I was not even reciting. I simply took my hand and eye weapon, and I go like this on the ghost. Shut up! And here on, he missed the good part. Okay? So I went like this. I said, hit the arm, hit the left arm, hit the right arm, hit the legs, left legs, and then went around its back and it hit, bang against the back, and it stopped. It hurt so much that the ghost stopped bothering the lady, and she stopped crying. Now you know. Okay, usually I have my disciples do that, but today they're all busy, so I have to do it. Okay, typically what we do, Evan, is that when you get older, we teach you these things, and when you're good enough, we let you do it, because the master is the master. The master doesn't do those silly things. He doesn't beat up on ghosts. He lets his disciples beat up on the ghosts. You got that? And this is why we transmit to you the 4 two hands and eyes. This morning, typically when that happens, we have an arrangement with the abbot here, XX, that he was supposed to handle it. but she was busy teaching the chant class, so I had to take care of it myself. Okay? Evan is not impressed. When you get older, you see. So for now, it's a good thing that your mom started telling you to recite mantras, because among other things, mantras will do a ton of good for you. Okay? For example, when you recite mantras, the invisible beings who want to cause trouble for you, they will tend to stay away from you. Okay, any other questions? For you adults, this is one of the things that I'm very grateful to Great Master YongHua for. He taught us a chant, the Chinese chant. That's a really superior form of chant practice. This is what we learn from, where we learn it from. Then we modified it to make it more suitable for the Western temperament. Okay, because the way the Chinese practice is too harsh and not flexible enough in my mind. I struggle with the way they train. Yeah. And furthermore, in the authentic Wei-Yang Chan lineage, it's all over. We have so many Dharma doors, so many ways to train you, that the patriarchs would not have any specific way of teaching at all. Master Wei Shan taught differently, Master Yang Shan taught differently, because at their level, and in particular on Saturday night, when we discuss the Wei-Yang anecdotes, Chan anecdotes, it's referring to the adults, the people who have some skills, some Chan skills already. Okay, but for low-level people, because back then the Wei Shan, Master Wei Shan and Yang Shan usually would have accomplished Chan practitioners would come to their temples to learn from them, because they couldn't find any good teachers who are good enough to teach them anymore. So they would come to the Wei Shan mountain, the Wei mountain, and the Yang mountain to learn from the two great masters. Okay, and so what they taught was differently from what Master YongHua taught us. What Master YongHua, when he brought the Wei-Yang Chan from China to here, he taught it his way, and he taught the foundation, which is a very, very good thing. Taught the traditional form of Chan practice from China, which is a very, very good thing. And so that is very effective, has proven to be very effective for the Chinese. But I struggle with it myself. And same thing, his disciples also struggle with it. And so when they try to teach Chan to the next generation, I was sort of like a generation in between, because I'm the last one he accepted before Master YongHua died. And so after promising us that his disciples would teach us, would train us, so I was the half a step behind them, maybe you will, 17 years to 30 years behind the training timeline, and so I was very excited about it. Oh, these people should be able to teach me a lot. But it turns out that for some reason, these people didn't quite understand the Wei-Yang training style. Okay, and so, but the nature of the Chan practice is the Chan training here is very, that Master YongHua taught us, is very sound, very solid. And so this is what we're using to train you as well. Although, as I said, we modified it so that it's more flexible. It accounts for your limitation, your personal limitations, for example. Back then, you go into a Chan school, Chan hall, you sit in full lotus, no questions about it. You don't sit in full lotus and you move. If you even like have a twitch at all, they will come around and beat up on you. Okay, whether it's China, Taiwan, and so forth. They're proud of that tradition. Here in the US we can't do it anymore. Number one, because many of you are not able to sit in full lotus. Okay, there's no training in full lotus, by the way, back then. Either you sit in full lotus or you don't. Okay, and so here we spend time to train you gradually, because the way we look at Chan training is not the same way as the Chinese. The Chinese is a one mold where you need to get in and sit in full lotus, period. You don't sit in full lotus, get out, okay? You don't belong here. But here, we look at it differently. It's not because it's not that rigid. The people who are able to sit in full lotus for a long, long time, like my master's disciples, my peers, they really didn't get very far. The Chan is not about sitting in full lotus. It's not about sitting. It's not about sitting long, sitting short, whatever. It's about developing your mind. This sitting is only one expedient that we use to train your mind. And so I understand that, but the Chinese, the way they transmit it is brute force, so that if you can sit in full lotus, easier for them. But you cannot sit in full lotus, maybe next lifetimes, okay? So they don't care. They're like a billion of them. So you lose a few, doesn't matter. But here in the US, there aren't many people who was willing to learn Chan, so we need to adapt. If we drive all of you away as well, there's no one left that we can teach Chan to. Okay, and so you learn. So we are able to adapt it so that we teach you full lotus, but as an aspiration, not as a requirement. Meaning that we want to make it difficult for you. The Chan practice we teach you, I review with my secret, the Chan practice I teach you is not necessarily full lotus. Could be half lotus, could be zero lotus. But the idea behind it is I want you, put you in a position where you struggle. If you're struggling in this practice, then it's American Chan. If you sit there and you feel peaceful, you feel blissful, you feel happy, it's not our style of Chan practice. Okay? Because a person who's happy is like a housewife who has a washer and dryer every year, a new set of washer and dryer every year. Okay? She has no reason to look for anything anymore, I'm told. Okay? I don't know, maybe not all of you. Okay, never mind, let me take it back. A housewife who gets a Cadillac, a new one every year, how's that? Then you're happy. She's happy and she doesn't need to, she doesn't need anything else. Does it make sense to you? Yes, ma'am. Okay, got it. So the point here is that if you go sit when you meditate, and every day for you, every time for you is so pleasant, so blissful, so peaceful, it means that you're stagnant, you're stagnating. In order for you to improve, this is a Chan secret that most people are afraid, most teachers are afraid to touch it, is that in order for you to break through and move to the next level, you need to, keyword, struggle. You don't struggle, you're not going to make progress. So as long as you struggle, then you have a chance of moving next level of chant, next level of chant. And as you get higher and higher, your body naturally becomes more flexible, and you get into full lotus eventually. That's why we're not horribly worried about you sitting in full lotus or not. You sit in full lotus, it's easy for you at first, okay? Like many of these Chinese, they sit in full lotus and I can sit in full lotus, you can't. But they peak, that's it. They stagnate. And they would come to the chant class like this, and they meditate, and they walk out and say, boy, today I feel so peaceful. I feel so good today. And that tells you they are stagnating. The secret again, because they don't understand, including Master Shiva disciples, they don't understand that in order for us to train you and help you improve, you have to struggle. Not every single time, but eventually you have to struggle. The more you struggle, the faster you make progress. So it's not about physical limitations or age limitations, it's about technology, training technology. Okay? Yeah, so that's why I call it American chant, because it's quite different from Chinese. It's a lot more flexible, a lot more adaptable to your needs, okay? Because let's face it, okay? For those of you who are able to sit in full lotus already, it's because you practiced Mahayana in the past already. That's why it's easy for you now. The point being that once you get in full lotus, okay, you will always be able to get in full lotus. So that's why lifetime or lifetime, it's really a nice edge, a nice asset to have. Okay? So definitely you should shoot to sit in full lotus. And again, I have disciples who are very old and who cannot even sit in comfortable position. Okay? I like to say this story. The first my search student was 74-year-old. This is about 20 years ago. He's 94 now. Maybe he's dead already. Anyway, I taught him to cross his legs, and his legs is like two mortars. I'm from Vietnam, where we use mortar to shoot at, the enemy. And so the mortar is that it looks like this, This is the legs, how his legs look like, two mortars. Okay? And I taught him, and because he's the only student I had to teach him. So I taught after a year, he was able to sit in full lotus. And the guy is very determined. I said, you go home, you watch TV, okay? I want you not to worry about full lotus. I want you to do only half lotus, okay? It's very awkward. So I said, you watch TV and you cross your legs. You can't anymore unbuckle, walk around, come back, cross your legs. Okay? That's how you train yourself. And after a year, he's able to sit in full lotus flat. Very hardworking man. He's American. Okay? Very rare breed. Okay? And so the point here is that the point I was trying to tell you was that the chant practice, the pure chant practice, is just chant like that, okay? But Master Shiva did something even better than that. He taught us a chant technique, okay? Chant training techniques. He also transmitted to us the mantras. Okay? So the combination of chant and mantras is especially designed for us, for our generation. Okay? You notice I told you a story about a screamer. What happened to the screamer? Oh, yeah, it's good. You can't sit and go do some work and create blessings. Okay? All right. And so you do chant. So let me spell it out for you. Chant builds strength, if you will. Okay? Chant is mental strength. The higher your samadhi, the stronger your mind. Okay? And men, let me tell you, women can tell the difference. They can look at a man and say, this man here can take a beating from me. Yeah, he's not going to run away. Whereas, typical man, when women start yelling at them and bitching and moaning, they run away. I can't take this, I can't take this. This is too much. Okay? So, chant is strength. Mental strength. Inner strength. Okay? We're not talking about physical strength. The physical strength is, you have muscles in your shoulders, so forth. Inner strength is the mind. It's so strong. It can take a lot of beating, the mind. Okay? It's able to concentrate in spite of the difficulties, in spite of the struggles. It's able to focus. Okay? That's the strength. It's mental strength is chant. So far, so good. So the more you practice chant, typically you become stronger and stronger and stronger. Okay? You will not be, you'll be unfazed by difficulties, by, let's say, failures. Okay? And not many young men here today, so I can't give you the example of maybe one. That when you chase women, they usually test you by rejecting you first. And you have mental strength, you keep on going after them. This is when they become swayed. But anyway, it's for young men, not for you. You learn anything? Huh? So, too much for you? So the point here is that with chant, you learn to you train chant and make your mind stronger, okay, more resilient, okay. And what differentiates a man, a real man, from another, is that how he faces adversities. Okay, the race in life, more often than not, like we like to admit, is that it's like you get onto a boxing ring, and you are the one who picks yourself up from the canvas. Okay, time and time again, you don't quit. Okay, so that ultimately you're the last one standing. That's life. Okay? And so chant gives you that mental strength, that mental resilience. Okay? For example, you can go to universities and you can get a degree, PhD, okay, PhD degree from a great university. Okay? So you learn to be very smart, very sharp. Yes? Very fast. Okay? You can dissect things so fast. You can understand so fast. You can grasp things so fast. But if you have no perseverance, what good are you? Okay? Everything in life, that's important, that's meaningful, okay, requires perseverance. Whether it's chasing after a girl, chasing after a degree, chasing after a promotion, okay, it all requires perseverance. That is Chan right there. So far so good. That's called mental strength, because you simply don't give up. This is what I see in people nowadays. They're very bright, they're very smart, but have no resilience. They don't persevere. Okay? When it's too hard, they run away. And then they lick a wound. And then they feel depressed about the difficulties. Where a Chan man, a real man, takes a licking and he says, okay, ouch, it hurts. But you know what? I'm going to pick myself up and keep going. This is not taught enough, especially for you young people nowadays. Your parents are so protective of you. They're afraid that you will suffer, that they don't put you under stress at all. Yes, Chan, you cross your legs, it hurts. You put under stress and see what you're going to do. Okay? And by the way, it's a lot of strain on him for him to sit like that. He needs to lean back against something to support his back, otherwise he's going to develop back issues. Okay? When you cannot sit in half lotus, okay, then you better lean against, you need a back rest, because there's too much strain on your back. When you are able to sit in half lotus or in full lotus, it's a very strong support for your back. So you need nothing. But you are not able to be patient. Lean back. You need a back rest. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to have some back issues later. Okay? Especially for someone who see now the strain from the back is obvious. Okay? All right. So Chan is mental strength again. You learn to make your mind stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And with that, by the way, when your mind is stronger, you know what happens? You live longer. Did you know that? When your concentration power increases from this to the next level, you lengthen your life. Because you make your body healthier. Automatically. When your level of concentration increases, your body is healthier, healthier, healthier. So far, so good? Okay, so it's very, very useful thing for you. Oh. That's Chan. However, if you're stronger, you're Mr. Olympia, Mrs. Olympia, Miss Olympia, what are you going to do with your muscles? I'm asking you. Now you have muscles. You're muscular. What are you going to do with it? And that's where you learn mantras. You learn mantras. Mantras are like weapons. You're strong now. But in order for you to break concrete, you don't want to use your palm, the palm of your hand. You want to use a hammer. Yeah? And so that you take this weapon here, this huge hammer here, then you swing it. And because of your strength, you're able to swing the hammer. And with a bigger hammer, you do more damage. So Chan is like the strength for you to swing the hammer, and the tantras are the tools, are the hammers. So therefore, with combination of Chan and secret school of tantras, you're a lot more dangerous. So that's why Master Shinwa taught my generation, and I pass it on to you now, that the parallel practice of Chan and Tantras. Okay? And because my generation, we're destined to do work. So my work involved fighting. As I told you, that simple story of the screamer here. The screamer screamed because of a ghost that bothers her. Okay, and so we help her by using mantras. Okay, so far so good. So that's why. That's what Master Shinwa did. This great master, he says, in the future, he says, in my lifetime, I have to use mantras to fight the ghosts and the demons because my Dharma propagation work requires that, requires me to go to different places and engage with them. Whereas you, my generation, same thing. We are expanding, we're propagating Mahayana, therefore we need to encroach and invade others' territories, Hinayana territories, ghosts and so forth, demons and so forth. By the way, those in-beings have their own domains, where very much like us, we have like countries and neighborhoods. They like that as well. For instance, you go to cemeteries, that's the domain of the demons and the ghosts. Okay, and so the world is partitioned like that. It's natural. We have our own domains, our areas of influence, and so that's why when we do our work, we travel, we go to, let's say, to Europe, and we teach a Chan class. One of the first things we have to do is pacify the space right there. We tell the ghosts and spirits and the demons, this is my space right now for the duration. Please leave us alone. If you don't, I will ask Master XX to have a little talk with you. And this is how it works. Okay? So that's why it's a combination of Chan and mantras. Are you happy? Is it clearer now, Evan? I wasn't paying attention. Yes, 5.
Hello, Master. I have a question about afflictions. So, you told us to drop our afflictions whenever it arises. I wonder what if we keep dropping it, but we didn't really work on our affliction? What do we do after dropping our affliction?
What happens after you drop your afflictions to you? Explain to me. After you drop your affliction, what happens?
After I dropping my affliction, I was happy for some times, and then it come back again. So it's like a cycle of, if I don't really, if I don't really work on it, it's keep coming back to me again. But I don't know what is the right way to actually work on my affliction?
Well, affliction is like a boyfriend. You drop him and they keep on coming back. So are you actually trying to ask me what to do with the boyfriend you don't want? Is that fair? It's a fair analogy? Yes, DTT.
저 같은 경우도 어떤 번뇌는 40번 같은 주제에 대해서 40번 번뇌를 뽑은 적이 있거든요. 참고해 주세요.
To me as well, the same affliction I had to let go 40 times.
The boyfriend?
저는 남자친구가 아니고 남편이었어요.
I don't have a boyfriend, I only have a husband.
I thought you were referring to your boyfriend 40 times. Sorry. My bad. Okay. So you have to drop your afflictions 40 times. What happened after 40 times?
40번 내려놓고 나서 제가 어떤 거에 집착하고 있었는지 제 집착을 봤습니다, 마스터.
After dropping 40 times, I could see where I am attached to, so I could let go of my attachment.
And the affliction, what happened to the affliction?
번뇌는 사라졌습니다. 남편의 잘못이 아니라 저의 잘못이었습니다.
The affliction went away. It wasn't my husband's fault, it was my fault.
You heard her. That's exactly what happened. This is why you learn to drop it. You don't need a reason, except that you said, I don't want this. I don't want to be like this. I'm not like this. Okay? Here's what happens to us. It's a process we teach you where you see an affliction, okay? Instead of trying to understand why, like ordinary people do, why am I so afflicted? Why? Okay? You don't need to understand why. You just need to be convinced that being afflicted is not good for you. That's all you need to know, okay? No matter what the reason, no matter why and how and so forth, it doesn't matter. You're in a state that is very undesirable, okay? That's all. And therefore, you said, okay, I don't want to be like this, so you drop the affliction. That's all. You drop the affliction. All right? And exactly the same recipe. Every time it happens, you drop it. Okay? And for this lady here, she's able to drop her boyfriend a few times already, where he keeps on coming back. Okay? Okay? So, according to the recipe, she needs to drop it 40 times. And then there's a chance. If you do it long enough, then because you find yourself having to drop it pretty soon, you know what happens to you, to your mind? This is very clever. We tell you whatever simple recipe, but actually there's a strategy behind it. What happens in your mind? You said, I don't want to be afflicted. Okay? Forget it. I don't want to be afflicted, period. I don't want to be afflicted. I don't want to be afflicted. You drop it, okay? And pretty soon, after 30 times, begin to ask yourself, why am I like this? Why? And you find the reason why you're afflicted. You say, it's because because he's so sweet to me. Okay? You begin to see the reason behind your affliction. What happened to you, if you're afflicted and you stay afflicted, you cannot see it. There's no way for you to see why you're afflicted. But if you convince yourself, you get yourself into the habit of dropping it. I don't want to be afflicted. I don't care. I don't want to be afflicted. Okay? You clear your head and naturally you see, oh, now you see why the affliction, how the affliction arises. You see the cause of your affliction. That's why you say, do I really want to be like this? Huh? Do I want to be afflicted because he's kind of cute? Then you would say, but the other boy is also cute. You see that? Until you see the cause, until you give yourself a chance to see, you cannot drop it. You cannot drop the cause. So the process is very clever. You keep on dropping and dropping and dropping. Eventually you might say, here I go again. I get afflicted because he says stupid sweet words to me and I buy it. Does it help? Is it clear? You try to understand too much. You should just follow the recipe. Okay? It's like when you get a recipe for cooking, you don't ask why, right? You keep on doing and do it, and you do it 100 times. One day you understand why you have to blanch the vegetables first, and then put it into a cold bath so that before you cook it again, when you do a stir fry. Why? Because eventually you see that after doing it 100 times, you see, oh, if I didn't do it, I would skip this step. The vegetable would be losing its vibrant green. You see that? You naturally understand why if you simply follow the recipe. Got that? Yes, sir. One.
Master, oops. Am I okay?
Yeah.
I want to ask a follow-up question on affliction. So several days ago you had, I was listening to your talk, and you talked about throwing it away, and you gave the example that the affliction is filth. It's like a poisonous snake that you throw away. I'm just wondering, can you throw that affliction away from to Guanyin, Bodhisattva?
You can, but don't quote me. Don't tell her that much. YongHua told me to give it to you, to throw it at you. The concept here is mentally. You take that affliction, you throw it away. Okay? Meaning that you detach yourself from the affliction. Mentally, you're detaching from it, you're distancing yourself from it. So it's not so much about Guanyin Bodhisattva or Peter or Jung here. Jung is a very good person to throw at. Okay? You feel better right away. Okay. When you throw it at Guanyin Bodhisattva, she takes it, but you cannot feel anything. But when you see that Jung winces and oh, and that's when you see how undesirable it is, your affliction, to everyone, not just yourself. If you throw it at him and he does it, what he does, look and see what it does to him, you realize how bad it is for you. You need to see it. You need to. That's the humor behind it. Throw it at someone. Throw it at your wife. Throw it at someone close to you and see how they like it. Okay, and you see that's undesirable for them, therefore it's no good for you either. So cut it out. You don't want to be afflicted, period. I'm angry, I don't care what the reason, I don't be angry anymore. That's all you have to do. I don't want this anger. I don't want this mind being stirred up here. Okay? That's what you do. You don't need to understand. That's a very important process. You take it. Mentally you take it. I'm angry right now. I take my anger, toss it out. And you still see anger in here, right? Because you cannot toss out 100%. Unlike that girl there, she tosses 100%, I can't. I toss out, when I say I take my anger and throw at you, I probably can get rid of about 10%. Yeah? 20%. Okay? So I see, I throw the anger, I throw out my anger, okay? I still have 90% left. I take the 90%, throw at Jung again. And I'm down to 81%. Okay? See that? I take the 81%, throw it here, you can have it. You keep on throwing it away, pretty soon you have to about 5-10% left. That's it. And you can relax. Now you can see clearer. Okay? It's that precise. You cannot throw it away. It's not possible for you to throw it away. You can, every time you throw, 5-10%, that's all you get. I'm much more efficient than you. I throw a lot more. I throw 90%. You throw 10%, I throw 90% right away. That's why you won't like when I throw it at you. Okay? I hope it helps. Yes, DTT. And same thing with Jumi here. You know, she's been with us for a long, long time. She's always looking for a recipe to do things. Okay, okay. So that's why you do it long enough, you begin to see that it works very well. He's not able to see the percentages left yet. Okay. Every time you throw, it's only a percentage you can throw away. I haven't told people that yet. It's the test of your faith. And you believe you do it, and you see that you won't be able to throw it 100% away. Okay? Go ahead, Jumi.
현보스님 제가 메시지를
Second
드렸고요.
question.
마스터 제가 던지는 번뇌가 종류마다 다 달랐는데 한 번에 뽑혀서 돌아오지 않는 번뇌가 있는가 하면 어떤 번뇌는 너무 무거워서 들 수가 없었는데 마스터께서 번뇌를 잘 쥐어서 던지라는 가르침을 주셨었어요, 지난주에. 그런데 제가 오늘 질문드리고 싶은 제 번뇌의 종류는 당장은 이롭지 않은데 세컨드리 어게인 때문에 던지기 싫은 번뇌를 던지고 싶은 의지를 갖게 되는 것은 우리의 복과 관련이 있는지가 제 질문입니다.
Very good. And since you asked about Wanyin Bodhisattva, I will teach you another Dharma about Wanyin. If you're afflicted and you want to throw at Wanyin, not a bad idea. Actually, it's a very good idea. Okay, my teaching was designed for non-Buddhists. Okay, you believe in Wanyin Bodhisattva and you're afflicted. I want you to go in front of Wanyin statue or Wanyin image. Okay, don't use your phone there. Okay, I want something physical. Okay, like a drawing or a statue is better. Okay, you have a statue at home or no? There's one right there. Those of you who wonder.
I have pictures of,
Yeah.
pictures and
I like statues. What you do is, when you're afflicted, okay, you go in front of a Wanyin statue and say, you bow, one bow to Wanyin, say, hello there. Okay, and say, can I give you my affliction? And you know what? She'll say nothing. That means that she agrees. I swear to you. You can believe that. And that's when you take the affliction and you say, please take this. Please help me get rid of this. And this, and this. It will work much faster than you were to throw at you. You know why? When Jung says, don't do that to me. Okay? Jung hates it, but Wan Yin likes it. She says, oh, I love this affliction. Give me some more. And she sucks it out of you. Okay? So for you Buddhists, this is very good. It's a very good modification, enhancement of that tossing away the affliction process. Okay? I want you to physically go there to an image, preferably a statue, and by the way, XF, we should move the statues away from the altar, because they're going to need it. Okay? Put a statue somewhere where they can simply stand in front and throw the affliction at Wan Yin. Okay? And after you're done, okay, you feel better, you bow to Wan Yin and say, thank you so much. I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay? It's an excellent idea, by the way. It's much better than throwing at Peter or Jung or your wife. All right? Anyone else? Seriously, you have to commit to taking your affliction, mentally taking your affliction, throw it. No excuses, no need to understand. You just mentally take your affliction, okay? Your afflicted mind, dump it, throw it out. That's all. Understand, XF? You have an affliction. You're going to be by yourself. You're going to be afflicted. You take the affliction, dump it. Okay? It's very important. This applies to each and every one of us. And that's, by the way, a Chan practice. Believe me, it's a Chan practice. Yes, 5.
I have a different question. So if two people have the same samadhi, let's say third or fourth
You have to
stage.
think faster. Your customer is not willing to listen to you this slow. Okay? You have this habit, need to one, two. It's the Vietnamese that taught to curl the tongue 7 times. No, this is America, girl. You don't waste people's time. You get the point, boom, done. Hello, master. I have a question for you. By the time you finish your question, we'll be gone. We'll be gone to lunch already. Wake up. This is America. Atomic times. Okay? Start again. Do me. Talk to her. Talk to your mother.
So if two people have the same samadhi, let's say third or fourth stage, does it mean that they would have the same level of bliss or happiness? If not, what is missing from one of them that make them have less bliss and happiness compared to the other one, if they have the same samadhi?
Very good. Samadhi is just a level, a state of mind. Yes? Okay? It could be like you enter United States of America. You enter this area called United States of America. All right? When you look at the Americans, are they the same? They're not. Even though they are Americans, some are poor, some are not as poor, some are rich, some are my president. Okay? They're all different. Same thing with Samadhi. Samadhi has a very wide range, like a country. Similarly, same vein, you go to school, you graduate to 7th grade. In order to graduate from 7th grade, you need to meet certain requirements. Yes, you need to have English for 7th grade, you need to have, math for 7th grade, you need to have sociology, whatever, okay? But the 7th grade in one school is different with 7th grade from the other school, yes? Some schools are stronger in arts, some schools are stronger in sciences, some schools are more specializing in languages, and so forth. They're different, but they're still 7th grade. All right. Thank you, everyone. We stop here today. Let's go to lunch.